going on there, guys? We back with another one. Today we got to talk about Colorado and USC. Colorado made a late run. We thought USC was going to blow it open and it was going to be another game like Oregon's was, but they showed some fight at the end of the first half, the Buffaloes that is, and in the second half it was pretty much all Buffaloes, man. Came up 7 points short, went for an onside kick late, which, pretty much ended the game. USC was able to nil it out from that point forward, but you had some people questioning the play calling and all the run plays that Colorado had on their final scoring drive, which limited what they could do with the clock and their comeback attempt. Hindsight's 2020, but this team showed a lot of resilience. But the pieces that really stood out from the freshman class, you had Cormani McClain and Omarion Miller. Those two, it's going to be next to impossible for them not to continue playing going forward. Miller has to play, and that's what some people were calling for. They were telling Coach Prime that these kids may be gamers and not good practice players, and we saw evidence of that at the highest level. The biggest game on their schedule, these guys showed up and showed out. So we're going to listen to what Coach Prime had to say about these guys, and I'll be back. Let's peep.
Marion played his butt off. I think he had a $196. Who else? Several guys played. Comrani came in and contributed tremendously. He did a great job going in. You can only hold people accountable when you're doing your job. You can't go around here holding everybody accountable when you're not doing your job. So the more that these young men do their jobs and do it like the expectation that we have of them, then they can hold others accountable. But they're tremendous reluctant. It's only a few guys on this team that consistently, you know what you're going to get week in and week out, as well as practice. So once that continues, I didn't think we was going to get that from Mario. I ain't seen that yet. No, I mean, he hadn't practiced well. That's why he hadn't played. But he was forced into action, and he showed up and showed out, and we celebrated him after the game because of how he stepped up. And now I'm pretty certain that his confidence is going to soar through the roof. So now we could really call set plays for him and really depend on him a lot more, because when he could take the pressure off Xavier and Jimmy, that and in the running game as well, that's tremendous.
Coach Prime, Joe Rico, Mile High Sports Radio, the final word. I thought with the transfer portal, that's all I heard in the offseason, but it was nice to see the freshman class come through with some really big plays throughout the game, not only the receiver, but Cormani. I've been up here for practice waiting for him, and it was really nice to see him show out. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because that's got to be a feather in your cap, him taking the field and playing so well.
No, I don't. There's no feather for him to take the field and play. He's supposed to take the darn field and play. We want him to be that dude. So, no, we don't give feathers whatsoever. We have an expectation of what they should be doing and accomplishing. So, but those two young men today, what they did, they stepped out and kind of separated themselves from their yesterday. Their yesterday was terrible. But today they came out and established themselves. We just want them to build on it, because now we will establish an expectation of the expectation that we already had for them. I'm proud of them. And with their success as well, you see young guys. I just saw a couple recruits in. They can't wait to get here in the spring and get going. I mean, so that entices them to make sure they get their schoolwork so they could graduate early so they could get here and get going. So that's the win as well. From the naked eye, I think he played well. I will have to watch the film to make sure, it is what it is. So it's hard. It's hard to say now. Then you go in and watch the film and you don't know. So I want to really reserve that to watching the film. But I'm proud of him for just even stepping up to the challenge to get his butt in there and make a difference. I'm proud of him. I really am.
Do you think he's been applying what you've been saying to him?
You'd be a fool not to, because you're not going to play if you don't. You're going to sit right over there, probably where you sitting at, and watch. But I'm proud of the kid. I'm not going to change. So somebody's going to have to. Yes, sir.
So it's good to hear Coach Prime give some praise to Cormani after, two good showings. I thought he played well in the Oregon game too, but everybody was saying that was second, third string, but he got to do this against some primetime players. That one deflection that I showed was actually against Jerry Rice's son, Brendan Rice. in the end zone. And Omarion Miller showed that he should have been out there from day one. These guys, it's an adjustment period. You know, I could definitely believe that they may be having some issues in practice. Players that seeing them every day know their tendencies, whatever. But some of these guys, man, when you just put them out there and they're playing against another team, I hate, for lack of a better term, they hit a switch. I know there ain't no real switch, but they're able to step their level up when the lights are the brightest. So I feel like now it's their playing time to lose. You step up against the USC team that's ranked number 4 in the nation in prime time like this, and this is your first real time. It's showing me that if I'm the coach, if I'm Coach Prime, I want to let you get out there and make mistakes because you have the capability of really being a game changer. You know, Travis Hunter can have some of that pressure taken off of him, to be honest with you. If Cormani is who he is, you know, Travis won't have to play so much coming back. He's still going to play a lot, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying on both sides of the ball, that could be a little better managed going forward. And I think Cormani is the perfect guy for that. And Omarion Miller, he's just explosive. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be a problem, man. And I don't think, this is my main thought on it, right? You can't spare any playmakers when you don't have your O-line and D-line yet. You know, you got to have the most explosive players on the field to even it up. And deep threats and different things like that. So they can't send so many at Shador all the time. If you got a guy who one-on-one coverage, he's going to be lights out, then you can't send everybody at Shador all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's what team's been doing. Now, his completion rate's been high, but my concern is over time. You heard Shador in that press conference. If you watch the whole press conference, he said that his ankle's hurting a little bit, and that's how it starts. Your body starts to break down little bit by little bit until you're out significant time. And this team can somewhat withstand with Travis Hunter out, but if Shador goes out, they can't withstand. It don't matter if Travis Hunter comes back if Shador Sanders isn't there. So that's why I say you got to have your most dynamic playmakers on the field, so everybody has to account for multiple people. You ain't going to prevent the D-line from rushing Shador because you just don't have the dogs yet. So we got to have guys who can make them pay for being overzealous, man. That's what I say. But, hey, let me know what you guys think in the comments about all this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, peace.